Why do people listen to Touch Running?
Because it's a thing.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
Haven't it in you?
Peter Rosenberg, who I've know his career very well. He's a very talented guy. He was doing 2 shows a day in New York City. I see him in a bunch of documentaries. He's working on ESPN New York now. And Esoteric, when we said Peter Rosenberg was coming on, he was at a hip hop morning show. He says, "Funnest of facts, first record Peter Rosenberg ever played on air was a 7L and Esoteric record." So there you go. So mutual connection here.
Ooh.
Peter Rosenberg, is that true? Is the first record you ever played on the air in New York City a Esoteric record?
No, that is not true. But I just believe it's a miscommunication because he's actually referring to Esoteric is probably referring to my college radio show. So he means literally in my career, like going back to 1997 at the University of Maryland when I was very big on Be Alert by 7L and Esoteric. That is a fact.
Yeah, I had to call into question that you would play that in New York City.
Well, I debuted on Hot 97 in 2007. So if I'd gotten on there, I'm like, guys, it's my big break. I'm going to drop this college radio hit from 1997. It would have been an odd choice. I'll say that.
Well, it would have showed chutzpah, which you could have had going for you at that point. Well, Peter, I admire your career. You do a lot of great work. And I do not say that at the beginning of many interviews, especially with a first-time person. So it is a legitimate compliment. But all right, so the reason we wanted to have you on is that Knicks fans are interesting. None of us are. Hardy and I aren't from Boston, but Knicks fans. So this isn't like an anti-New York thing. In fact, it's the opposite because I'm a Jets fan, but Knicks fans are odd to me in this way. I just want you to kind of talk about what's going on with this. Is that there's this like annoying naivete, non-fatalism. Like the endearing fatalism of big market sports fans is something I find very attractive. And the Knicks have been as bad as the Jets. They haven't won in my lifetime or your lifetime, but Jet fans always expect a loss. Why are the Knicks fans this way?
Okay, so it's a great question. And first off, I want to be clear by stating I'm a Celtics fan who's been in this market now for 20 years and always have a push and pull with Knicks fans because they know I'm a Celtics fan. Although I will, you guys know what it's like, being on the radio, and now New York has become my home. My wife's a New Yorker. My little daughter, who's 16 months, is running around in a Jalen Brunson jersey. Like, I have a fondness for this team. It's hard not to. They're a lovable bunch. But the fans are fascinating. And you're right. The Knicks fans do not have the built-in, beat-down sort of nihilism of the of the Mets or of the Jets. And that was the part that scared me. You guys remember after Game 2 when Charles and Shaq were sort of admiring the fans in San Antonio, and they're like, look at these New York fans. And they cut to this shot of the Knicks fans like just sitting there waving flags and cheering. And in my mind, guys, the dark part, I just go, oh my God, can you imagine these images later if they blow this 2-0 lead? Can you imagine? And then after that, when I'm already having these thoughts, James Dolan, who has done a really masterful job seemingly in the Leon Rose years of learning to get out of the way, he goes, you know what? I think it's the time. Let's invite Trump to Game 3. Let's just shut down Madison Square Garden and completely change the overall experience.
Obliterate the economy. Yeah.
Yeah. No parties outside, no parking, no restaurant. And you have to understand, guys, it wasn't just cops standing. We did a live show, Don Hahn and Rosenberg. We do afternoons here for ESPN. Like you said, we are at a bar, Stout, on 35th between 7th and 8th. So I got off the train at the Garden, and at 2:15, the entire city, it's not shut down like there are cops on the corner. Guys, it's metal barricades. You feel like it's something horrible is happening. So the energy that they decided to implement on Monday was bizarre, and you could feel it in the building. it was an odd feeling. But to your point, and it's really well stated, these Knicks fans are sort of constantly optimistic. And I was like, that this San Antonio team is really, really good. And of course, now we will see what I'm guessing feels like a very tense first quarter at MSG time.
Well, and maybe that was part of the calculus, Peter. It's like things are too good right now. Let's, with this 2-0 lead, let's change the energy all up here. Why keep this rolling? We're so confident we're going to sweep this thing. We got to get the crowd back into it and have some drama added to this situation.
And let's move the violence 4 blocks down. Really take care of it all. That will solve everything.
Bizarre.
Yeah, I know. It's so dumb. But, all right. But so I am interested in, first of all, if the Knicks lose this, I mean, let's do this. Where does it rank in terms of all-time gut punches in New York sports, in your opinion?
Oh my God! Oh you can't even picture this, guys. Okay. Well, let me explain the kind of sports fan I am. All right, I've always been made fun of by Michael Kay, the voice of the Yankees, and Don LaGreca, who I did a show with Kay and Don forever. Now Don and I with Alan Hahn, who's a big Knicks guy. I'm constantly being made fun of for being a baseball fraud. I grew up an Orioles fan, and as I was also becoming a Celtics fan in the late 80s, the same family members that got me into the 80s sort of got me into the Red Sox too, right? I'm the kind of fan who because I'm a baseball fraud and I was never as connected to it, I left the Red Sox after 2004. That was I'd seen enough.
Right.
The amount of Red Sox popularity in New York got so annoying that I was like, all right, they've officially become the Cowboys. I'm out. I'm good. So I am sort of the kind of sports fan who I spend a lot of time paying attention to the way other people operate. I have never seen. I came here in June 2007. I have never seen this much merch for one Knicks team at any time. It is every single old lady. It is every person of every color and background wearing a Knicks hat or a Brunson shirt. It is at such a fevered pitch that to imagine this falling apart, it would be, I don't know where you'd even put it. I mean, listen, the Jets, the 10-11 Jets, first of all, the Jets are always the Jets. You're a Jets fan.
Right.
The Jets fans they're second-class citizens relative to the Giants, and they don't unify the city the way the Knicks do. So there's just and let's be honest. Did anybody fully believe in the Rex Ryan, Mark Sanchez Jets? Not really.
Well, that's kind of my point too. Is that no one believed it. So why are the Knicks fans this way? Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but to your point also, that's why I don't know. I don't think I've been around to see anything that would rival this gut punch. The Mets in 2015 were very cool, but no one expected they were going to win the World Series. The amount of love that this team has, and frankly, the kind of basketball that they play, as you guys know, you've been watching it, it's contagious. I mean, coming off of watching the Celtics-Sixers series, where I was literally just so disgusted with how that brand of basketball looked by the end of that series, to then flip on a Knicks game over that 13-game win streak and see the way they're doing it, it's a really infectious brand of basketball where, there's not one star. They're not just jacking threes. They run and gun. They play defense. So it's not even just that the team's great. They have so many things that tie them to New York between Jalen Brunson's history. You guys realize they have a Dominican and a Puerto Rican on this team. There are not a lot of Dominicans or Puerto Ricans who are in the NBA, period. And in New York, a city who culturally is so driven by Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Italians, they have one of each. I think there's an Italian. It's an unbelievable New York story. So long answer, apologies. It would be a massive gut punch that would be hard to sort of comp.
No, I like the amount of detail you're putting in.
Yeah, and I guess it kind of gives a little bit of explanation, or maybe you want to give some of the fans a pass because you bring up the cultural aspect of it and how people feel a connection culturally to some of these players that otherwise they would not. but just the overwhelming positivity is in such stark contrast to what you see in other markets, especially other big markets that have had teams that have failed for decades. There's kind of a playbook. There's something that's very wholesome and very authentic about teams that expect the worst, and there doesn't seem to be any of that right now with the Knicks fans.
Yeah, it is really interesting. For so many reasons, it's bizarre, and that fan base is always like that. They really, I mean, they started partying when this team, like 7 years ago, when they were coming out of just several years of being awful, and finally made it to like 500. It was like 2019 or something, and they made it back to 500. Fans started gathering outside the Garden to like celebrate, like we're at 500 again. Okay, like the building sells out every night, of course. Part of that is that Madison Square Garden's an attraction in and of itself. We know that. But we've always said, my co-host on Hot 97, who I now do a podcast with, Ebro, he's in the other room. We were just doing our show together. He's always, he's from the West Coast. He's always been a fan of the Knicks fan more than the Knicks, like the Knicks fan base. And, even though they haven't exactly, the videos that you're seeing coming out of New York have not painted them in the greatest light, we know that's not really the Knicks fan.
Right.
The actual Knicks fan, they're very optimistic. They're incredibly knowledgeable. It's one of the reasons I hate. Like I saw again, and apologies as you're a Jet fan. I don't know where you fall on the guy. I can't stand Boomer Esiason. The nickname Boomer has never been more apropos. But I heard him. I saw a clip. Fan put out a clip of him yesterday. Complaining about how bougie the celebrities are at the Garden. It's such nonsense. First of all, I'm sure Boomer's never gotten that treatment in the last 30 years here in New York. But even the celebrities, even the Tim Chalamet and the Tracy Morgans and the Stillers, guys, these are not like Johnny-come-latelys. They go to more games than I would go to if I were given the choice.
Right.
Like, they are there 40 or 50 times a year. I mean, Chalamet is more a big game guy, but you're still talking 15, 20 games a year.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So, like, even across the celebrities, they are truly, truly passionate about this team.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, it is fun to like kind of see the different stratospheres of celebrity. I mean, it's all, you can take a photo of those first three rows and kind of know where people rank in terms of their popularity, which is a fun exercise.
Except for the people doing it. Like I'm friends with an artist who's pretty big and sometimes gets courtside. I went with him last year to a playoff game, and he bought tickets. Like, he just bought seventh row or whatever, and he was telling me about the sort of, like, internal agony you have because, like, you have to sit there at the game and look at all the people that MSG decided were more important than you. Like, that's just the nature of the beast. And, who you really feel bad for are the Sopranos cast. They're getting the best seats all year long. Bobby Bacala is now relegated to like the eighth row.
All right, so you are in New York media, and you were especially like being in hip hop radio. Like, so what is the exercise to get on the radar of Madison Square Garden? I mean, there's a million celebrities in the world. Like, how do they like kind of? What is the criteria for selecting who sits where?
Well, I don't know what their criteria is. I know that there are people who have built relationships over time. I think in the hip-hop space in particular, I don't think the Garden was always uber-friendly to it. I think when they realized, there are a lot of people who were paying for tickets and showing up there, and when they saw the attention that they got and sort of the cool factor, they then started inviting them more often. The Jadakisses and the Fat Joes and the Fabs and the people like that. Although you saw, I was at a watch party on Monday that Fabulous was at. And I'm like, Fabulous is normally a guy who's sitting in the first couple of rows. But that's how crazy it is that even if you're sort of a New York legend or icon, there's not a spot for you anymore. I think that, like, I was trying to debate whether or not Fat Joe may have paid for his courtside seats for that game. I think it's possible. Like, the ones that are invited, like Larry David, Larry's not paying for those tickets.
Right.
We know Larry, and he doesn't come all the time. I think that's like a special, we want him there kind of person. They do have relationships. Like, I was joking about Bobby Bacala, Steve Sharippa. People like Steve Sharippa Susie Essman, people like that, sort of they're not quite A-list, but they're nice TV celebrities. A lot of those people are deeply involved with the Garden of Dreams, their charity foundation. So I think it's sort of a bit of a quid pro quo of these people are involved with our charitable things and we take care of them. And guys, I think Tracy, I've never asked him this, but I feel like Tracy Morgan, after his accident when he got like $300 million, I think Tracy just has those tickets now.
And he takes Tina Fey, like he chooses to take Tina Fey?
That's the story I'd like to tell myself. I think that's a really sweet version.
All right. Well, Peter Rosenberg, listen, it's certainly interesting. As much as it can be annoying, it does add a gravitas to the proceedings, and it would be pretty funny if the Knicks blow this. And I don't know if it would be good or bad for you, but it would certainly be interesting. Peter Rosenberg, you can see him in many documentaries, or you can listen to him on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on ESPN New York. And what's the podcast again, Peter?
We do a morning podcast every day. It's called Ebro, Laura, and Rosenberg. And it's basically the show that we did on Hot 97 for the last 15 years. But when we were radio exiled back in December, we just kept rolling and doing it ourselves. And that's what we've been doing. Check that out if you get a moment. And if you're into wrestling, I am also one of the voices of WWE Evolve, which airs tonight on Tubi, and I'm on all the WWE PLEs and things of that nature.
All right. And I know what a PLE is. Absolutely. Peter Rosenberg, thank you so much for the time,
sir. It's a
sir.
pay-per-view, all right?
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter Rosenberg.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate it very much.
Later, guys.
Thank you. And Esoteric, you were not. But you were.
Yeah.
University of Maryland, you were.
You were and you weren't.
You were and you weren't.
But
Yes.
getting back to just what you guys are talking about and how Knicks fans would feel if they actually blew this and lost. Obviously, the Yankees blowing a 3-0 lead to the Red Sox in 2004 will always be number one. But I was trying to think back because my dad's a Knicks fan. We've been talking about the series. The Knicks led Houston 3-2 in 1994. And lost in 7. That's the only thing that's close to this.
Okay, but and I believe that was the other time that I think Houston won the first 2 games in New York, and then ended up winning that series. The reason that this is, you could make the argument this is worse than any Yankees loss, is that the Yankees win championships.
Yeah.
That could, in some eyes, disqualify it. And this is worse, too, because it's a 7-game series, which would be unprecedented to win those 2 games in San Antonio and then lose the series. It's never happened. So in the way everyone's dancing around, there's no getting by it anymore. They slid on the Eastern Conference Finals last year because people just forgot all about the finals because it was nonsense, the NBA Finals last year. So this people are paying attention to. So it could be a whole situation. All right, we'll be back in just a moment with the award-winning email segment.
You've been aggravated since we turned the mics on.
I don't know what it is. I don't have time to think about that right now.
Dodger and Hardy.
It's ridiculous.
The Sports Hub.
Jeffrey Glassman brings us our email segment. It is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com. Brett says at our emails, which you can find at 98.5 The Sports Hub. And by the way, a new Thuppets video loosely scheduled to come out tomorrow morning.
Yes.
On the at Toucher and Hardy, at Hardy 98.5, and at Fred Toucher handles. That is big news. Brett says, Fred, would you rather have Blind Scott on the air for 4 hours or have John rub his hands on the air for 4 hours? Mm. And obviously the answer would be John rubbing his hands because Blind Scott, I don't know what we talk about for 4 hours. It would get in.
Oh, I think he could come up with the topics.
Yes, I think
he would.
Yeah.
Oh, he would. Oh, yeah.
Blind Scott not emailing as much as he's followed Adam down the hall.
Yep.
But I just found this because, Blind Scott emails a lot. He says, don't worry, guys. I'm finding ladies that might want to date you guys right now. I'm talking to them on Instagram.
Oh, good.
So Blind Scott is vetting women for all of us, if you're at all interested.
I just see one Blind Scott email here that just said, Adam is never going to wear a kilt. No, nothing else in the body of the email. That was the subject line, and
It's like you forgot he was emailing you
that was
instead
it.
of him.
Yeah, I have no idea. This is not an email, but this is a direct text message from one Brittany Gemelli.
Oh,
Well, I said, Nick, feel free to please give my number to Brittany so that I can have some more communication about Nick's sleep eating, which was revealed to us yesterday that not a couple of times in the last year or in his life, but twice a week, Nick Gemelli will sleep eat. He'll get out of bed, go downstairs, eat, as he told us, sub rolls and cinnamon toast crunch. But we thought afterward, oh, what else has he eaten? I said, well, have Brittany text me. She was kind enough to call in this morning, but it's not enough. Things Nick has eaten overnight. Cereal, all kinds. I'll find the empty box and crumbs. Bread, buns, leftover hot dog and burger buns. Sub rolls, string cheese. I'll find multiple wrappers in the morning. Milk, always leaves like one sip, not enough for me to have cereal in the morning, which I undoubtedly find out after I've poured my cereal in the bowl. Ice cream, chips, any snacks left out on the counter.
good Lord.
Why would you want hot dog rolls? Like just hot dog buns. Like why would you want a hot dog bun? They're not good.
Have you ever eaten a hot dog bun?
No.
I don't think I have.
No, I've never like just
I
grabbed
leave a lot of the bun when I'm eating a hot dog.
Well, it's the worst part of a hot dog.
So when this goes back, this goes back when I was younger. My favorite snack as a kid was hot
break
dog
sandwiches.
buns.
I remember.
I would put them in the microwave and heat them up 25 seconds, and that would be a tasty treat.
Wait, what? Explain the recipe again, please.
So it's just a regular hot dog bun.
Yeah.
I would throw it in the microwave, put 25 seconds in, and that would be my treat. That would be my snack.
Did you put butter on it or anything?
No.
You just liked it warm.
I just liked it warm, yeah.
This is like Milliken when he revealed to us his culinary delights included salt bread, where you take a piece of white bread and just squish it into a ball and then shake salt over it. And that was salt bread.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, that's like actually gross. Like anything that you mash into a ball.
And I think he also enjoyed buffalo bread, which was same thing, piece of white bread. You get into a tight ball, and then you dump Frank's Red Hot on it. That's buffalo bread.
He is aware that there's stoves, and if you put a pan over flame, you can cook.
Also, 25 seconds seems like a long time to heat a single hot dog bun. I mean, what was the consistency of that bun after 25 seconds in the microwave?
It
was like a relationship damaged.
I don't know why I chose 25 seconds.
It seems like a lot.
That's too
It's
much.
a lot.
Yeah.
I'd kill for 25 seconds with my grandson who I haven't met.
Is that still true?
How hard would it be to
He hasn't
be-
met still hasn't met his second grandson?
Shut up, John.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh. You guys are allowed to ask questions. I'm not allowed to ask anything impaired.
I didn't ask anything about it.
Wasn't you. I think it's just one too many.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
What was Milliken's deal with bread? Like, why was he so into eating bread?
I don't know. Well, there's some physique similarities between Milliken and Gemelli. I don't know. Maybe it's just a processed white flour carb thing. I don't know.
But because it can't be a money thing, because like pork and beans, like you could eat like just open up a can of
Right.
Chef Boyardee.
There's
like,
enough discount stuff that you should be able to find something instead of scrapping for this.
Like if you met someone who was like, I'm eating Dinty Moore beef stew for every meal, you wouldn't be like, well, la-di-da. Like,
right.
You've never done Franken beans, have you?
I've never had Franken beans, no.
Delicious.
I'm from the streets. I grew up
Maybe
in
I
Boston.
have.
Jim
I don't
Kelly
know.
used to make
I
great
don't-
Franks and beans.
Yep.
I would be insulted if anyone made it when I was like over to consume food with them, unless it was one of many, many things. But if anyone said, I'm serving Franken beans for dinner this
That'd be
evening,
an odd for a dinner party menu item. Yeah, I
like,
agree with that.
Yeah, like even if I went over to someone's house like to watch football, and they're like, and you're like, what do you have? And I'm like, we have one thing.
So-
you're like, what? Franken beans. You're like, well, that's making a lot of assumptions.
And you don't do mac and cheese?
I've never had mac and cheese.
Oh my God.
But I make it for my kids.
Cut up hot dog and a mac and cheese.
I've never done that. I'm told it's really good, but I've never done that.
You guys are something else.
But you haven't. Now you still haven't had a cheeseburger, right?
I mean, I've had inadvertently like a mouthful of cheeseburger in my mouth.
No, but you've never said, I'll have the cheeseburger. It was a mistake.
No,
okay.
no. It's always been a mistake. And always a mistake I've found out. People have tried to sneak them by me.
Oh, is that right?
And then I taste it and I know immediately something's off, that I don't like it. I don't love hamburgers. Like, like if you're going to get a hamburger, there's like other options. Even at McDonald's, like maybe I'll get a hamburger. And then I'll get chicken, the snack wraps. But not if I consume. You'd be surprised how few hamburgers a year I consume. Maybe 6. How about that? Kaboom! And all would be McDonald's. I don't know when I've had a hamburger outside of McDonald's.
Never Burger King?
No,
really.
It's on the way home, and that would be depressing. And I don't even think they're serving lunch on the way home. They don't start serving lunch. Their clientele's not eating lunch till like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay. Like they're still serving breakfast at like 12:30. All right, go ahead.
Big things going on in New Bedford. This, according to Greg, Sugar Ray to headline the 2026 Feast of the Blessed Sacrament. This is an actual. So this sounds like a San Gennaro feast, fisherman's feast, something. So it's
First,
sorry,
first we estrange, and then we feast.
Sorry, I brought up anything having to do with the North End. But I told you, Sugar Ray on that 90s cruise, not on board the boat for a lengthy amount of time. They were just a special add-on that came on board the ship when we were docked in Key West. But still putting on a real show there, Mark McGrath and the gang.
At what point would you bag out of that? Like, at what point would it be beneath you?
If you're Mark McGrath?
Yeah, like, or just you, like, put yourself in Mark McGrath's shoes.
Yeah.
Like, there's other ways to make money in the world.
Well, and he is. I mean, he's hosting things, and he's got a career beyond Sugar Ray now.
But, like, what do you say no to? Because now it just comes.
Maybe it's like he's got, like, some obligation to the band, because I don't know what else the guys in the band are doing. But how many original members of Sugar Ray are even there? I don't know. It's
Eddie Trunk put it well, because there was a new documentary about Paul Di'Anno, the original singer of Iron Maiden, and they said, why did they not help him out? He died in poverty. Why did they not help him out? And Eddie made a good point. He actually made a good point that you got to think of that band was around for 40 years. He hadn't been in the band in 38 years. And how many friends from 38 years ago do you still talk to? And like, what kind of obligation would you feel to someone that was like that you worked with 38 years ago? I don't know if I'd feel like a tremendous sense of obligation, even though John's chomping at the bit. I want to delay it as long as possible.
That's good.
Even though Rush is touring now.
You don't even have to say anything interesting. Just
I don't intend to.
Yeah.
Rush is touring with that female drummer now, and apparently they're giving like proceeds. They're building like a Neil Peart Park in some kind of place in Hamilton, Ontario, or something like that. So even that is altruistic to the family of the deceased member. Yes, John.
Well, I was just going to say, popular artists will tour anywhere. Have you seen the videos of David Lee Roth playing 1,000-seat places at the moment?
But he's not doing anything else.
But where he was to where he is now, you were saying, when do you hang it up?
So I would
He's
play
in Port Chester, New York, and Huntington, New York.
I would play any venue that was a music venue, because I'm doing what I like to do, and people are paying to see it. I don't care really how many people there are. I've changed my whole. When you get older, you kind of change your feeling like that. Like, if you can go out and make, $150,000. I'm lowballing it for David Lee Roth, but like $200,000 playing 20 shows. Like, it's hard to scoff at that, and you're doing, I guess, what you love to do. I'm talking about like when the city of Boston hires you to play some fair, like that at some point you go like, well, this is degrading. And I'll tell you why that's degrading. Everyone that paid to go to that David Lee Roth show is there to see David Lee Roth. If you play this Feast of the Senses or whatever the hell it is, it's good chance it's just people walking by gawking at you. And that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And that's not like any kind of vibe or anything like that. That's just getting gawked at by strangers. Like any municipality that's hiring me, I got a lot of questions. Like, what's going on here? And how far down the totem pole did we get? I mean, they can't get anyone to play that 250-year celebration of the country. I mean, it's down to the very core pillars of the patriotic industry. Lee Greenwood's literally playing it. Like, they had to reach out to Lee Greenwood.
Hell yeah.
Lee Greenwood making a couple bucks, sticking to the script.
It ain't broke.
Not a lot of, nuance in it either. It's just, I'm proud to be an American. Well, great. It seems like an easy thing to say.
Well, at least he knows he's free.
Got a lot of mileage out of a very, very pedestrian song.
He's not going to forget the men who died who gave that right to him. He's going to stand up.
It's like
next to you.
Write
and
one
defend
anthem.
It here today.
Write one anthem for Branson, Missouri, for Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and a career will befall you.
A lot of love for Widow's Bay after I mentioned that earlier, in stark contrast to your love of Love Island, Fred.
Oh, I love it, yeah.
Not Gary Tanguay said, I'm a fan too. I auditioned, but they didn't need a newscaster, and the other parts had too many lines. So, not Gary Tanguay, not on Widow's Bay, which apparently is out. The Apple TV stuff, if it says today, it really means yesterday because they go off of Greenwich Mean Time.
I've never had Apple TV in my life. Ken says, hi, Fred, and he's get in line. I was wondering how your son's All-Star game went yesterday, and did you get your phone fixed? Now, I did not. I talked to my son after the show, and he was on his way to Brown University, and he said, I heard you on the air because it was just by happenstance. He got in the car. He doesn't listen to the show. But he heard it, and he said, don't come. I'm only pitching for an inning. And it turned out his high school coach texted me at 2:45 that Milo was done pitching. He pitched well, thank you. And he said, did you get your phone fixed? Yes. Late in the show, I appreciate the investment in what was going, a very personal battle. But
Adolfo fixing that phone remotely. As I said earlier, the one thing that really intrigued my wife out of all the stories I come home with from work, just one ear out, the other doesn't care. And it's like, wait, he did what?
Yeah,
so, yeah.
He screenshotted the insider instructions, which were fairly simple, but I couldn't find them anywhere. And no listeners had said you would have to do this eSIM the phone, but they said you had to go into the Verizon store. But Adolfo said, no. Go to the Verizon app, which I have because I like to see my bill without any detail. I like to just see the number that was paid automatically. I don't need to see what I'm paying for. You take care of all that. You do what you think is right. You just give me a number. But he taught me how to do an eSIM. He sent me the instructions with how to do an eSIM. I did it right here on the air. It took 2 seconds. I don't know what's going on with Verizon that they have network problems that can be solved manually through their app. It wasn't my phone at all. You understand that. It was a problem with Verizon that I needed to rectify with Verizon through my own action. I did the work for them. I did what they would have done for me had I taken the phone in.
Only you would have had to wait 45 minutes and then sit there for another half an hour.
Well, that's why you make friends with people like Adolfo, because they're insiders and they can give you insight. They can give you, that's my velvet rope being cast aside so I can walk right in. All right, we'll be back to finish this whole thing up in just a moment. Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. I'm starting to smell more often as the summer moves on. I'm showering almost daily, so this is big news.
Wow, that's great, Fred.
Congratulations.
And so I'm probably 6 days a week now. I'm really putting in the work. But I generally don't smell, to my knowledge. And I believe I'm around people that would tell me that I am smelling.
I got a real dilemma right now, not to cut you off, Fred, but I tend to stick with the same deodorant antiperspirant brand.
Yeah.
But I change up the flavors every once in a while.
Right.
And I changed to this flavor called Volcano. It's an Old Spice antiperspirant deodorant. I do not like the smell, and I'm only about a third of the way through the stick. I think I might chuck it. I think I might be done with it.
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah.
I've gone nuts at like CVS and said, let's try something new, or forgot what I use.
Yeah, but it's like throwing like $2-3 in the garbage can.
Right, which you would hesitate before taking $2 and throwing it into the garbage can.
That's my point.
You would have a slight bit of hesitation.
Yeah. So, but mate, you know what? Today's the day. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I've done that. Do you ever wear cologne?
Sometimes there's a certain moisturizer I'm being forced to use now that I do not like the smell of. So I will put on a couple of spritz. But you know what I like that no one else seems to like, but I like it? Bay rum. An old school bay rum. It's a very spicy type of a smell to it.
Ay, caramba. Yeah.
I put a couple of squirts on last night before we went out to dinner. Hell yeah, I did.
Yeah, if I'm
wife likes how that smells.
She doesn't mind it. My daughter says it smells like a Christmas store. I'm like, oh,
well, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
See, what you want is the woman's her sense of smell. What is it? Or I can't remember the term.
Olfactory. Is that right?
Olfactory. Thank you, Jonathan.
Yes.
You want those
olfactory. You're adding a syllable, but go ahead. He almost had it.
You're both smarter than me. It goes John second, Hardy best smart.
Thank you.
And so
you feel better now.
When you want the lady to associate that smell.
Yes.
It's people.
Yes.
People underestimate the role of scent in our interaction.
Ladies. Yes.
That's right.
Horny all hours of the day.
All right. You mentioned it earlier. ESPN and Pat McAfee negotiating a new deal that could pay him more than $60 million annually. Proposed extension may be tied to additional responsibilities across the network's NFL coverage.
Yeah, people are emailing me and going like, I can't believe this, and like they want me to go off on it. But like, I like that people make money in broadcasting, and if people like him, they like him. I don't know what to tell you.
I'll tell you what I don't like is Ryan Beaton putting something into our prep. More ugly history behind golf courses hosting majors. USGA trying to get in front of things before people start looking up the past. And to that end, last night on the Golf Channel, The Land We Share. Explore the relationship between Shinnecock Indian Nation and Shinnecock Hills Golf Club.
Yeah, they just bulldozed it all and killed them. So get out.
I don't think that's what happened. I think at worst it was a poltergeist situation where they built phase one over the graveyard. Only moved the headstones. You only moved the headstones. Why?
Everyone knows if you're golf and you're going to run into a PR nightmare, you create a documentary to play on the Golf Channel. And that way it gets your message out to everyone who normally wouldn't be on your side.
Why is Beaton throwing it in there, though? What's he?
I think to get your goat.
He's the executive producer of the Sports Hub Golf Club.
I think maybe that's why, because it seems like the two of you are having legitimately way more intense conversations about the golf show or the golf club.
Yeah, priorities.
Than you do about this show.
Yes.
Not more, but more intense. And Ryan does seem to be annoyed a little bit by your demands for the golf show.
To wit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep,
that it all
exactly.
fits into a tight little package. Well, every time we're late, Scott runs around saying how mad Louth's going to be.
Oh, well, he's currently locked outside the studio. He doesn't have his key card.
Right, well,
But Louth is right behind you, so be careful.
T-Bone was like, go as late as you want today, because I guess both of them were running.
Yeah, so maybe he factors that in, that your show's not here. Before you get all pissy about the TV. Louth. How about this? I don't think the Patriots are going to win 14 games.
He just waved at you.
He's like, hi.
Wow.
I don't have eyes in the back of my dang